Hello?
We're live. Oh, I got my earpiece in, like somebody hear me. Oh, I wonder if it's connected to the phone. You don't know?
Let's disconnect and see. Disconnect your things.
You mean like on the phone? Sorry, we're just getting this set up. Everybody, I have my earpiece in. Didn't realize it. Let's just ask if they can hear us. How about that?
Can y'all hear us? Can you let us know if y'all can hear us? Give us a thumbs up if y'all can hear us.
Yes, especially on Instagram. Sorry. Ooh. All right, coming out of this quarantine hair situation. Can't wait. I'm excited. Just getting the title set up on Instagram. Hopefully they come up with their tools soon, so we don't have to keep doing this.
Sorry,
But
our little one is just singing out there, so if y'all hear any singing,
we gonna talk to her.
she is singing out there. How are you all doing tonight? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Hope you all had a better than ever day today
Yes.
and weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed Sunday. Hope you got a chance to relax, get pampered to, catered to.
Hopefully you didn't have to get caught waiting for food forever. I know it was.
Hey, bro.
It was crazy lines on Sunday with this pandemic. It was the first time for a lot of restaurants, so it was crazy busy. Hey, what's up, Adrian?
Yes, it was crazy lines.
What's up, B-Dog? B-Dog in the building?
Somebody had to wait. You know, okay, so just a little backstory while people are coming in. Happy Tuesday. Hey, Uncle Kev.
Uncle Kev.
So, for weeks, one of my favorite places, because I
Kev?
always went there growing up, it's just one of my favorite places to eat, is Red Lobster. It is what it is. I just love going there, right? And, oh, thank you, bro. And so for weeks I've been talking about, because he doesn't really too much care for Red Lobster, so you know I gotta try to get it in when I can get it in, right? So Mother's Day I was like, oh, I'm gonna get what I want, you know, especially on that day, right? So you know, and he knew that, but
Okay.
what?
But you said I did.
No, I'm saying like you knew that I wanted that, like ahead of time. And so, you know, so we get to order. We weren't trying to go in a restaurant, even though, you know, the restaurant was open to some capacity, but we just wanted to order it to go and eat it at the house. But I go to try to put it on the order, and they're not letting me put in the order. I'm like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then this way you could come in.
Yeah, so you know, just try to put it on a couple of times, and we're like, okay, you know, I need to make this Red Lobster situation happen. So she's like, you need to just,
by any means.
You need to go over there and order in person. So I'm out there, you know, I got the mask on, I got the full hazmat gear on, you know what I mean?
The hazmat?
You know
Oh
what
my
I'm
gosh.
saying? Let me tell my story.
Okay.
You know? So I got my full hazmat gear on, and I'm out there, and I get over there, and they're like, yes, sir, we're not taking any more orders, and it's a 2-hour wait, so I don't know what to tell you. So I'm like, oh, wow. So I tell her, I'm like, babe, you know, we tried. There's a 2-hour wait. She's like, so you need to check the other restaurant.
There's another location, okay?
I'm like,
come on now.
what? You know, so we try to call the other restaurant, no one answers, and the other one's about a good, 20 miles away, I say, 15 miles maybe. So make a long story short, decided not to drive all the way down there, and went to Longhorns, where I waited for an hour and a half in the parking lot.
He sure did.
You see what I'm dealing with here? See?
Ladies, y'all feel me, right? When you want something, especially when it's your day. Hello?
Yeah, anything for you, sweetheart.
So what happened? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, it's fine. I waited an hour and a half. I started watching for all of my, all of my sports lovers out there who's been missing sports. The Last Dance Jordan special's been our only version of sports.
Adrian said that Cheesecake Factory had a 3-hour wait for Mother's Day. I did not.
Exactly. It was
exactly.
that serious.
My sentiments only. We know what we want.
Yeah.
Especially
it was
if
serious.
it's our day. Like, make it happen.
Yeah, and I had to. So,
Hey, Bree.
I waited an hour and a half, actually an hour and 45 minutes. And,
Which, side note, I knew you would be, I mean, we kind of taking long on this intro, but I just thought y'all should know the story. But, I knew you would be fine with waiting because, he's away. It's a little break for him from the kids. And so he could watch and binge watch some of his shows. So I was like, he'll be fine. Yes. So he had his iPad ready. He was ready, sitting in the car waiting for the food. Anywho.
Yeah, so, I ended up having to I started watching the special, the George special while I'm in the car, just passing time, being a good husband to get this food. To make a long story short, we got the food, got home.
This is Longhorns now. I don't really prefer Longhorns, but I wanted fried shrimp. So they were like the only option, right? So I settled for Longhorns.
Settle. Wow, you see this. Okay. As long as you all see what I do. So, got the Longhorns.
Brandon said you the real MVP now.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You know what I'm dealing with? You see what I'm dealing with over here, bro? So I get it, and turns out got everything on order right, but the cocktail sauce. So guess who has to run back out after waiting an hour and 45 minutes? Me. But it's Mother's Day. This is what we do.
Only Mother's Day.
Oh my gosh. So I went over there. I went back, got the cocktail sauce, brought it back to her. And how about your boy had to go to Red Lobster yesterday to still get this Red Lobster because she's serious about his Red Lobster.
But you brought that up yourself. You're like,
Sam, what up, brother?
You're like, we can. She said, and.
I don't have a dog in this fight, man. What's up? So we're talking about Mother's Day, brother.
Yes.
And I'm trying.
And first off, let me say I'm a sauce person, so like you can't just give me French fries and no ketchup. Like I think you're being disrespectful. Like what am I supposed to do? Give me French fries, give me ketchup. If I have shrimp, that means I need cocktail sauce with my shrimp. How you gonna get somebody shrimp with nothing?
Wow.
Like, hello.
Yeah, and she looked at me like, I don't know what you gonna do, but you need to figure it out. So I'm doing like 60. I wasn't supposed to, but I drove all the way back to the restaurant, and
which is down the street, by the way. Okay.
It was down right, And I came in there like bulldozing, like I don't care if y'all closed. Y'all need to give me this cocktail sauce because my life depends on it. So I got the cocktail sauce, and hopefully she enjoyed her 2 meals.
Yeah,
out of
had Red Lobster last night, but last night he was the one that's like, I'm gonna still get you Red Lobster. I was like, well, thank you.
For Mother's Day and every day.
Every doggone day.
Oh, okay. So. What are we talking about? We're supposed to be.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Oh,
sorry,
Lord.
we just wanted to update you how our weekend went. That's all. We were just saying Happy Mother's Day, and that's how the Mother's Day story came to be. I look forward to our discovery call for. Oh, hey, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
I did not recognize the name.
Yes, we can't wait to. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
We look forward to learning about your business.
We have 2. Adrian's on here too. We talked to Adrian this week too.
Yeah, it's gonna
Come
be
on
great.
now. Brandon said, man, come Father's Day, my boy want fresh comp from the Bahamas.
Woo! You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? You're going to fly him there, Mr. Captain.
Yeah.
He has his license.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fresh comp. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to cook it too, No, don't just have it.
Good luck.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and move
Anywho,
on.
happy Tuesday, y'all. We hope you all have had a better than ever weekend, a better than ever day. Thank you for joining us today on this week's live. Just wanted to start with some light and laughter. This week what you were talking about, a little housekeeping. Be sure to like this live and be sure to also share it. Thank you all so much. Please share.
Yeah, we got, you want to talk about YouTube yet? We got the new... You gotta stay to the end to catch our announcement at the end, okay? Stay to the end, yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, I like the suspense.
That's right, you gotta stay to the end.
The Will Smith, I like that. All right.
All right. Get you with it.
Babe, let's just move on. Woo, let's move on.
Sorry, I don't know why. We're just in a goofy mood, right? I don't know. Anywho, so today we wanted to talk about why you need to be on social media for your business.
Yeah,
it might seem like a basic question, but it needs to be addressed.
Yes.
Why you need to be on social media? Because surprisingly, Some people are not on social media.
And let's talk about the difference between having a having a profile on social media and being on social media. There's difference.
Yes, because there's a lot. Some people have profiles on social media and they haven't even updated their pictures. It's still that gray avatar.
Oh, that's worse.
You
I'm
know,
not even talking that bad.
but they like it and following people and stuff, like they're doing everything but posting on theirs and not even doing anything on theirs, right? But if you have a business, you definitely need to be on social media, right? You need to get that profile updated, that picture updated, that bio updated, and get some content going on there.
Yeah, and actually be on there actively, not just behind the scenes, but
Yeah,
sure,
we're
Kim's gonna get into that.
He's getting some notes. He's getting some
I'm
notes.
sorry, I'm back.
Getting
I'm
to my
you know,
notes.
normally I'm up here with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm up here dropping the
I
knowledge.
need you to be back there with it.
Okay, right here. Okay.
I'm gonna let you know when to come back.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
All right. So, and I have some notes. You know, I'm a clicker. You know, he could go off the wheel. You know, and talk. But anywho,
Y'all see what I do? Okay. I'm back here. My bad.
You
Okay.
just for
I'm
right
right
now.
here with it.
But anywho, so I wanted to give you a couple of reasons on. Oh, actually, this one we're going to talk about 2 reasons on why you need to be on social media, right? And the first reason is because it increases your brand awareness,
Facts.
and that's very important because if you have a brand, if you have a company, that's why you're on this slide, right? If you have a company, if you have a brand, you need to increase your brand awareness so, you know, people will notice your brand, they will know who you are, they can recognize you, get familiar with you. So at the end, you know, they can become your future client or customer.
Right. Yeah.
So I wanted to give you several ways that you can increase your brand awareness on social media. And like Cleach started to get into my points earlier, you need to, one, be visual, okay? Be visual on social media, you know, across all platforms, whatever platforms you are on. If you are on any platforms, if not, get on some platforms.
Right.
Be visual. That means be present. Like I mentioned, if you don't have a profile pic, get a profile pic up and an updated one, okay?
Yeah.
Not one from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, depending on your brand, it could be a logo. So not necessarily like a picture, your picture, but you can be your brand. So if it's you, if you're actually the brand, make sure you have an updated pic.
And most of the time, people want to do business with people. So when they go to their social media, they want to see you.
They want to see you. Yeah. So it is important to have your personal. I would say if you're not the brand, like if your name is, let's say Cleat, right? If your brand name is not Cleat, then you can have both a business. Oh, hey, Lakeisha. You can have both a business page and a business social media profile and a personal profile. But if you're like, if Cleat is the brand, then his brand will be all encompassing under his, you know, main profile. But that's a whole different topic. But I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, be visual, right? So it's important for you to be visual across your platforms. If you don't know what platforms to be visual on, some social media, basic social media platforms you could be on, you know, we're Facebook. Some of you are on Facebook right now on our live. Another platform is Instagram. Another platform is YouTube for videos. You have Twitter. You have Pinterest. And I'm missing one.
LinkedIn.
Oh, and LinkedIn.
Yep.
LinkedIn.
For business
So
stuff.
yeah, for your business stuff. So those are your main social media platforms. The second way to increase your brand awareness is to make sure you're giving value when you're on social media. You know, it's important to not be so transactiony, you know, all the time, always like sell, because that's very annoying.
Right. Or all these selfies. Right.
Or just selfies, you know, of you. You want to be like well balanced across your social media platforms, but you want to definitely make sure to, and in me and Cleet in our business for the Branding Geeks, we made a point to always make sure to giving value. Like for right now, every week we're giving valuable content to you all on our weekly lives on our platform. We're giving tips, how-tos, you know, some behind the scenes, but whatever it is, we're making sure that we're always giving value to you and not, you know, trying to sell you 24/7.
Or making it about us, right?
Or making it about us, right? It's about the brand. It's about you, right? So make sure you're giving value across your social media platforms.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else?
No, when you see me, I'm just trying to slip
Another way that you can also increase your brand awareness on social media platforms is consistency. And this is a huge one. And this is a twofold one too. All right? Because I'm talking twofold. Yes. Twofold. The first fold being staying consistent with your posting. So if you're on social media for your business, make sure you designate a consistent like posting schedule that you can be visual, right, on your social media platforms. Whatever frequency that you choose that you can maintain at a consistent level across all social media platforms, be consistent
Give
with
an
that.
example, like you know how we have the theme days, right? Like Motivational Monday.
Right. So, like he said, like if you have a motivational Monday, make sure on Mondays, every single Monday, you're posting your motivational Monday. On Wednesday, transformational Tuesdays, whatever. I mean, you don't have to necessarily have those themes or say those themes, but those are helpful guides to keep you consistent every week and every month. So whatever it is, you want to make sure that I do prefer themes because I think it helps, especially starting off. It helps you get a consistency, behavior going.
Yeah.
Sorry. His alarm clock is going off. Sorry, Instagram.
Oh, that was supposed to be for 8 a.m.
You would have woke up real late.
Wow. Okay. Sorry.
Anywho, so it's important to have a consistent posting schedule. And remember to also pick a frequency that you can maintain.
Yeah.
If you're not able to hire someone to do the posting for you, make sure you get something that you can maintain, that you can remain consistent with.
Consistency is the key.
That's right. And the second part of the consistency is make sure that your brand is consistent across all platforms. For example, your logo or whatever your
color scheme.
Yeah, your color scheme, your logo, like your voice, your tone, the language in which your brand speaks. Make sure that is consistent on all platforms. Your profile picture on Instagram, is that the same on Twitter, or is it two different profile pictures? And now people are confused as to, okay, well, which company are you?
Or even so on Instagram, you have that one statement you can have like what you do or
on your bio.
Right? So having that same consistent language, like Kim saying on Instagram, that you also put on your about for Facebook, that you also put in your description on YouTube. That you also put on Pinterest
or
and
LinkedIn.
Right, it's consistent. You're saying the same thing so that your message can never be confused.
Right, you don't want to confuse your client. Confused clients won't be staying clients.
Okay.
So you don't want to confuse them. You want to be consistent across the board. So like I said, consistency is real huge. Consistent with your posting and consistency with your branding, basically. All right. The next way you can increase your brand awareness is by using hashtags on social media. This is important as well because, guess what? People are searching hashtags. So that makes your brand, your company searchable on social media. And with using hashtags, you want to make sure you're using ones that are specific to your company, to the specific post that you're posting. You don't want to do too many. You want to do too little.
Right.
Just do the ones that are specific to your posts. And that makes sense. So people are searching you out.
Right.
All right. And lastly, I'm sorry, did you have anything on the last two? No. I didn't ask.
No.
Surprisingly, he don't. He'll have my next reason on why you need to be on social media. He'll have a lot to say because that's more so of his wheelhouse. But anywho, the last way that you can increase your brand awareness is by repurposing your content, and in return, it's gonna make your life easier and make you be as well more consistent. And by repurposing your content, I mean, for instance, let's say if you have a podcast for your business, right? So let's say every Tuesday you post your podcast, right? That means for the rest of the week, you can use all the content that you have in your podcast. You can use that in social media. And by that, I mean, say for instance, in your podcast, you talked about 5 ways on how to clean your closet, right? You're an organizer. Your business is organization, right? You go to people's homes and you organize. 5 ways to clean your closet on your podcast, right? So from that podcast, let's say the next day I can go on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and post 5 how-tos, right? Or I can do an infographic the next day,
Right.
or I can even post, now through Canva, make it even more easier for you. Have a snippet of the podcast of your audio that you can post, and also you can even repurpose your podcast on YouTube as well. So now people can, if you did like record yourself live, they can have a visual of you on YouTube as well. So you can repurpose that. So that will definitely make you remain consistent on social media, and also increase your brand awareness by repurposing your content.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why you need to be on social media, y'all, because it increases your brand awareness.
And it displays your consistency. So that's well said.
Yeah, and then the second reason why you need to be on social media is because, see, I'm getting into your wheelhouse. It increases your web traffic. Okay? And this is important. Mind you, I love social media. I love being on social media. But who knows, at any given moment, like social media, can lose their minds and like shut down, and then you won't have any access to it, right? So it's important that you'll be able to, when you're on social media, promote or get your community or your target audience, get that flow of traffic to go to your website. All right. So on a consistent basis, it's important for you to always be directing people when you're on social media, to always be directing people to go to your website, whether it's to sign up for your community, sign up for your newsletter, sign up for my podcast. Either way, you're directing them from off the social media onto your main hub, your digital hub, or your main home, which is your website.
Yeah, because there you can control the conversation. There you have the ability, to build your list. If any of you listen to any marketing in the last 10 years, you've heard a lot about building a list. Well, when you get them to your website, that's where you control that content, and you can, you can control, like I said, that narrative. Think about social media. If COVID has taught us anything, it lets you know that anything can happen, right?
Exactly.
So you might be like, Facebook will never go down. Instagram will never go down. Well, I would hate for any of us to have a multi-million-dollar business tied up to a social media platform, and then that platform goes down.
All your eggs in one basket, and now you're stuck. Like shut.
Yeah, so right. So you see people moving into platforms for their website and apps and things of that nature, is because they have the ability to control that content and control the discussion. And if you listen to our live last week, we talked about the distraction, right? So if you're having all your conversations with clients on social media, what happens is today we have your attention, right? But next week we can't guarantee that we're going to have your attention.
Yeah.
Because you may say, I'm going to come on and listen to the Branding Geeks, and the moment you jump on, a friend of you that you haven't heard for in years might send you a message, right? You might get caught up looking at somebody's photos.
Like squirrel.
Yeah. And now you came on to listen to the Branding Geeks, but you got distracted, right? And that's the risk you run with social media. Whereas if a person goes to your website, they came for you. So now you have them in your ecosystem, and you can now you can control their relationship.
Ecosystem, y'all.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's my 2 cents.
So like Cleet said, so it's important when you're on social media, always be directing people to your website. All right. And then I was gonna go another way or another route with how being on social media can increase your web traffic. Social media is good with building authentic relationships, especially people that you can see yourself doing partnerships with. That's my word.
Ecosystem.
Yes.
Well, that's what we'll be talking about.
It's important to build relationships as well, because you partnering with somebody. And we're not talking about getting over on people. We're talking about, hey, everybody winning, okay?
True partnership.
Yeah, true partnership where, you're partnering with somebody, right? You both have businesses. You're both partnering with each other. So you're getting in front of their audience. They're getting in front of your audience. So both of your audiences now have access to both of you all. And in return, that traffic is now, increasing your stats on your websites as well. So it's important and to be on social media because you can build relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
And then let me see. Also, another reason why you need to be on social media because of it increasing web traffic is because it makes it easier for you to hone in and niche down to your target audience. Like I mentioned before, like using hashtags. You're able to find out on the social media platforms you're on as well where your audience is hanging, you know, where they seem to be most present at. Congregating at, you know, so that's very helpful why you need to be on social media, because you'll definitely be able to niche down and find out who your target audience is.
Yeah, let's take groups for example, right? That's a great
like
place.
Facebook groups you're talking about?
You got so you keep pulling it up. I think we just need to stop it. That's why I keep doing it. But yeah, Facebook, you know, like you think about Facebook, right? They have the groups, right? So now you can find a group of people who follow your target market, and you can join that group, and now you get in there, engage with them, and engage in what we call social selling, right? Where you, through conversation, through messaging, you can take a person, you know, down a path of needing your or explaining how you could solve their problem through your social engagement with them. So that's another aspect that, you know, being on social media affords you. It gives you an opportunity to have another funnel to engage your clients and get them to you know, to buy your products or services. So,
social selling.
Yeah, we'll do a full live on social selling, because there's a lot of strategy to that, and there's a lot of benefit in it. Some are calling it cold calling 2.0. So, you know, with every business, as much as we all, as content creators, as you know, entrepreneurs, business owners, as much as we try to avoid sales, there's sales in every business. You have to engage in sales at some point, and it's not a nasty word, right? But it's just about understanding your approach to sales and what makes sense to
your business,
your business, your brand, your style. You know, some of us are better with building rapport. You know, some of us are better with getting straight to the point, right? So it's understanding that and doing that for your business. So like all of us desire your business can grow and support your family and your dreams. So
yes, and that was basically it, guys. So my 2 reasons, we'll have some more later on this month, but 2 reasons why I wanted to focus on tonight is, you know, why you need to be on social media, because 1, it can increase your brand awareness, and 2, it can increase your web traffic, and that's important because you don't want to rely solely on social media. You want to be directing people to your website.
Yeah, and this one last thing I'll say about the website. You know, we talk a lot about the website not just being a glorified business card. So that website, if it's designed well, it's going to operate like what we call a sales funnel. So it's going to be able to drive your, like Kim talked about earlier, it's going to drive them to subscribe to a newsletter. It's going to drive them to purchase a product. It's going to drive them to get on a call, to book an appointment.
Right.
But it's going to work as a sales agent for you. So the conversations you're having on social media, right? We're having this live, and we have two individuals on the live who they've engaged with us in conversation, and we have things in place for them to go and now book a call, or you know, or say, hey, listen, I like what you guys are talking about. Let's take it to the next level. So, you know, that's the type of thing that we do for clients, of course, but you know, we do it ourselves. So it makes sense for, you know, this online hub to be something that's useful, not just like a pretty, you know, a pretty painting, you know, a pretty picture, right?
Yes. Be intentional with it.
Yeah.
So that's all I have for you. That's all we have for you. We want to open it up for questions. So go ahead, ask any questions that you all may have. And it doesn't have to necessarily be with the topics we talked about tonight. Any kind of branding questions, website, logo, social media questions.
Yes.
If not, we will let y'all go.
For sure. But yeah, you know, any terms we talked about today, you want a definition on, you're like, hey, I'm just getting started. Where do I start? Anything. We love to share our genius, like share our genius, like I like to say. So
yes. Well, I'm not saying, I know like social media is a little delayed when you do lives. I don't see any questions, but so I'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Well, give them a little.
Oh, no? You want me to give them a little.
Well, maybe they don't have questions.
Oh my gosh, I took some good notes. I'll be asking them on Friday. Alrighty.
Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for taking good notes. Come on now with the notes.
All right, good.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. If you do have any questions that might come to you later, feel free to hit us up. Be sure to follow us at The Branding Geeks. We're on Instagram and Facebook at The Branding Geeks. Our website is thebrandinggeeks.com. And you can also, in our profile, you can select our free consultation link, and it'll direct you to book a consultation with us as well.
And now,
thank y'all for staying to the end. I said we beginning. Come on. Thank you. Thank you, my scribe.
I'm trying to close.
Thank you. So now we are able, if you have missed any of our lives, thank you, Adrian. We now have our lives, our past lives on Instagram.
The suspense.
Yes, we now have all of our lives that we've ever done for The Branding Geeks on YouTube.
Yeah.
So go to YouTube at The Branding Geeks, and you can really view any of our past lives that you might have missed, or you want to,
Yeah. You could just
you can
just go in.
Just in it again.
Yeah.
We are on there.
Yeah, it's like 22 of them.
We look back and we're about to hit in a couple months year of doing lives. Like that's very surprising to us, y'all. Can I say?
Look, we couldn't get on to save our lives.
My gosh.
Oh, what's up, Bernard? What's up?
I was thinking about that. We need to talk. Yes.
Yeah, so it's amazing. It's we have them all up there.
Yes.
And listen, me being a branding guy, I want to go in there and I wanted to like have all the moving graphics and stuff, but this one keeps me sane. So we just got them up there as is.
Yes, Branding Geeks on YouTube.
Yeah,
come on, consistency.
And then next week we'll I'm probably giving myself an assignment, but we'll try to stream live to YouTube. That's no reason we couldn't. Look at her like doing the most. I think we can do it.
Listen, if you leave it up to him, see, that's why you need balance in your business. You need someone, you need the creative one, right? But you also need one to like, hey, let's execute, let's this, because the creatives, they be like, oh, we need the lights, camera, come on, fog, everything going. I'm like, sir.
I mean, y'all would enjoy it, though. We
had
the
but
fog
it's
left.
gonna take 20 years. No, we need to be executing, okay?
But yeah. So anyway, they're on there. You can catch all of our previous lives on various topics. And we love to answer questions. So
Adrian said, yes, I can't figure out the thumbnail or whatever. I'm annoyed with my channel too. Oh, thumbnails. You did a training a couple years ago on how to create YouTube thumbnails.
Oh yeah, so we'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's get on that.
Yes.
Yeah, and
so we're on YouTube, The Branding Geeks. Feel free to view our past lives on there. We're so excited. So go in there, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hello, The Branding Geeks. Okay, and be sure to share this live if you haven't already. Once again, thank you all so much for joining this week. We hope you all have a better than ever week, a better than ever weekend, and we look forward to seeing y'all next week.
All right.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.